Your cat just stole your seat. The second you stood up, maybe to grab something from the kitchen, maybe just to stretch, they were already there, settled in, eyes half closed, looking at you like you're the one who doesn't belong. Most people laugh, nudge them off, and move on without a second thought. But here's what almost no one stops to consider. Your cat didn't do that randomly. They never do anything randomly. Every single time they take your seat, they're telling you something. And by the end of this video, I'll show you the one reason that reframes every single thing you thought you knew about your cat. Let's start with number 9. And it begins with something you'll never be able to smell, but your cat never stops reading. Your chair, right now, is saturated with you. Not faintly, completely, overwhelmingly, layered with every hour you've spent sitting there. Cats have a sense of smell roughly 14 times more powerful than ours, which means when your cat presses their face into the cushion you just left, they're not sniffing fabric. They're reading a map of your entire day. The tension you carried in the morning, the quiet that settled in after, the long stretches of stillness that your body left behind like a signature. Scent isn't passive for cats. It's not something they simply notice the way we might notice a smell in a room. It's how they navigate their emotional world, how they define what's safe, how they recognize home. And your scent, specifically irreplaceably yours, sits at the very top of that hierarchy. When they curl into your chair, they're wrapping themselves in the closest thing they have to you when you're no longer right there. It's their version of holding on. So the next time your cat takes your seat and you think they're just being difficult, they're doing the feline equivalent of pressing their face into your jacket. And once you understand that, you can never quite see it the same way again. But scent is only the first layer. Number 8 reveals something your cat is extraordinarily good at and has been practicing on you since the day they arrived. Cats are students of human behavior in a way most people wildly underestimate. They know which sounds mean you're about to leave. They know which movements mean food is coming. And they absolutely know that the moment they appear in your seat, warm, unbothered, perfectly positioned, your eyes go straight to them. You laugh. You say something to them. You reach out. Every single one of those responses is exactly what they were after. Claiming your seat is one of the most efficient moves in their entire playbook. Low effort, high return. They didn't need to follow you room to room. They simply occupied the one spot in the house guaranteed to pull your attention back. The seat was never really the point. You are. And if you think that's clever, number 7 will make you see just how deeply this goes. Your body leaves something behind when you stand up, and your cat feels it before it disappears. The moment you leave your chair, the cushion begins to cool. But for those first few minutes, it holds the exact thermal signature of your body. And for a cat, a creature whose every comfort instinct is wired toward warmth, what you've just left behind is almost irresistible. Cats run warmer than humans. Their ideal resting temperature is higher. They spend a quiet, constant portion of their lives searching for the perfect warm place. A patch of afternoon sunlight, a spot on top of the dryer, your lap. But here's what separates your seat from every other warm surface in the house. It's warm, and it smells like you. That combination to your cat is something close to perfect. They're not just chasing temperature. They're chasing the specific comfort that only you provide. And they found a way to hold on to it, even when you're standing 5 feet away. That's not opportunism. That's devotion, with 4 paws and no language to express it. And speaking of what can't be expressed in words, number 6 goes somewhere most people never expect. In the wild, Sharing space during sleep is one of the most vulnerable things a cat can do. Every survival instinct says find a hidden corner, stay invisible, stay safe. And yet, wild cats will sleep pressed against the ones they trust most, not despite the danger, but because the bond is stronger than the fear. That instinct didn't disappear when cats moved indoors. It just found a new target. Your cat has looked at your entire household and made a quiet, deliberate decision about who their person is. And the way they express that bond isn't through grand gestures. It's through proximity, through claiming pieces of your world. Your chair isn't furniture to them. It's a part of your territory. And by settling into it, they're saying the only thing their instincts allow them to say. I belong in your life. I'm part of this. When they take your seat, they're not asserting power over a cushion. They're reaching towards you in a language older than any sound they could make. And once you hear that, really hear it, number 5 will genuinely surprise you. Your cat isn't just drawn to your seat. They're trying to read it. Cats are natural investigators. Every disrupted pattern, every changed detail, every new trace in their environment gets examined and considered. And you, your movements, your moods, your routines, are the most endlessly interesting subject in their world. When you leave your seat and your cat immediately moves in to sniff and circle that spot, they're not just claiming territory. They're asking questions. Were you tense when you sat there? Relaxed? Restless? Did something change in how you smelled today? Your cat is assembling a picture of your emotional state from the evidence you left behind. To them, that seat isn't a piece of furniture. It's a chapter of a story they're constantly trying to follow. Because understanding you is one of the most important things they do. That sounds almost too thoughtful to attribute to an animal. But your cat has been paying closer attention to you than you realize. And number 4 shows just how precise that attention actually is. Cats can detect shifts in your breathing, changes in your heart rate, the subtle difference in your posture between a body carrying stress and a body that has finally let it go. When you sit in that chair and truly relax, when everything in you signals ease, your cat notices. They remember. So when they jump into your seat after you leave, part of what they're chasing isn't just warmth or scent. It's the version of you that existed in that chair when you were at peace. They want to sit inside the feeling of you being calm. Think about what that means. A small creature so attuned to your nervous system that they can locate, in a room full of options, exactly where you are most at rest, and go there, not to replace you, to be near the shape of you. Number 3 is the reason most people notice first, and almost always get wrong. Sometimes your cat doesn't wait for you to stand up. They push. They press into your space while you're still there, expanding calmly until somehow the seat is theirs, and you're the one who moved. Most people read this as dominance, the cat reminding you who's really in charge. And yes, cats have a deep instinct to claim the best spots. In the wild, the dominant animal takes the safest, most desirable resting place without hesitation. But here's what that reading misses entirely. In your home, the most desirable spot isn't the highest point or the warmest corner. It's wherever you are. Your cat isn't claiming a chair. They're claiming closeness to you. The instinct is territorial, yes, but the object of that instinct is you. There's something almost humbling in that, if you let yourself sit with it. This creature, with all its ancient wiring for survival, has decided that the most valuable piece of territory in the entire house is the few inches next to your body. Number 2 is quieter than the others, but once you see it, You'll recognize it everywhere. Cats maintain social order, not through constant confrontation, but through small, consistent gestures. A slow, unhurried movement into someone's space. A calm occupation of the best seat in the room. No aggression needed. No announcement required. When your cat walks over, holds eye contact for just a moment, and settles into your chair with complete self-assurance, that's not random behavior. That's a statement made in the language of feline social hierarchy. They're not challenging you. They're simply operating from a certainty so deep it doesn't require proof. This is where I belong, and everyone in this room already knows it. The confidence isn't performance, it's genuine. And somehow, that makes it even more endearing. Which brings us to number 1. The reason that quietly reframes every single thing that came before it. Your cat copies you. Not mechanically, not for a reward, but because they've been watching you so closely for so long that your habits have become their internal map of what safety looks like. You sit in that chair when you're tired, when you need to think, when you're unwinding after something hard. Your cat has watched all of it. And somewhere in that small, observant mind, they've absorbed the lesson. That place is where rest lives. That's where their person goes when the world finally gets quiet. So they go there too. To follow you. To step into the shape of your routine, because your routine, to them, is synonymous with safety itself. Cats don't mirror strangers. They don't copy the people they feel nothing for. They mirror the ones they're most deeply attached to. The ones whose rhythms have slowly, quietly become their own compass. Every time your cat takes your seat, they're not being difficult or territorial or attention-seeking. They're telling you that they've built their entire sense of comfort around the pattern of your life. Tonight, when your cat walks over and settles into the seat you just left, don't move them right away. Just look at them for a moment. Because out of every warm corner, every quiet spot, every surface in that house, they chose the one that smells like you. They always choose the one that smells like you.